Hey guys, what's up? It is Charlie here from Murphy Boy Reviews, and as promised, I made a best films of 2014 list for everybody. 2014 has been a great year for film, even though the box office kind of had a huge drought. There's been a lot of great movies that have been released. So many great movies, it's actually very hard for me to narrow it down to 10 because there's so many movies that I want to talk about. So I actually made a top 20 list. I'm going to keep 11 through 20 relatively short because I don't want this video to be a million minutes long. So, without further ado, number 20 is I Origins. It is from the director of Another Earth, which I adored. It stars Brie Larson, who I love, and Michael Pitt, who I find incredibly underrated. This was a very entertaining, thought-provoking sci-fi thriller, and I highly suggest checking it out. It is currently available on demand. Very, very good. Number 19 is The Babadook. It's an Australian horror film. It is very disturbing. There are a couple scenes that are really... it unnerves you and it really gets under your skin, with a fantastic lead performance and brilliant direction. Definitely go see it. Also available on demand right now. 18 is The Guest, which actually just came out on Blu-ray today. It stars Dan Stevens. It's from the director of You're Next, and this movie was so much fun. It has one of my best scenes of the year, and Dan Stevens was fantastic in it. I had a blast. If you're a horror fan, check it out because you will adore it. 17 is Tusk, which I know did not get the best of reviews, but I actually think it's one of Kevin Smith's better films. I thought it was absolutely hysterical. It was disturbing. And the end was actually surprisingly moving. I know a lot of people really hated the ending, but I thought I left moved. So, I mean, I was happy. 16 is a film I reviewed not too long ago, Wild, starring Reese Witherspoon, who was fantastic. I've actually seen this movie a couple times, and it gets better with every rewatch. It's incredibly entertaining and moving, and Reese Witherspoon and Laura Dern are both fantastic in it. Definitely check it out. It is in theaters right now. 15 is Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. I wasn't a huge fan of Rise of the Planet of the Apes, and so I didn't have any expectations for Dawn, and in fact, I actually wasn't even going to see it in theaters, but I was bored and there was nothing else really playing, so I'm like, oh, what the shit, whatever. Loved it. I thought the special effects were fantastic. It was entertaining. It was thought-provoking. Such a huge step up in quality from the previous film. Can't recommend it enough. It's on Blu-ray. 14 is Laggies, which has Chloe Grace Moretz and Keira Knightley and Sam Rockwell. It is by far one of the most adorable films of the year. I loved it. It was funny and it was sweet. I mean, it was pretty. It was kind of cotton candy-esque, but I really enjoyed it, and I can't recommend it enough as well. It is currently available on HD download. 13. I'm considering this as one film, even though it was released in 2 parts. Nymphomaniac. Just see it. I mean, I can't even describe it, really. And I've only seen it once. I need to watch it again. But it'll blow your mind. It was so good. And everyone should see it. 12 is a movie I wanted to do a video review for, but I didn't. And now there's kind of pointless for me to do one. But it's The Imitation Game. Surprisingly very, very entertaining. I love this movie. Benedict Cumberbatch was fantastic in it. Keira Knightley was so good in it. And it was very moving. It was a very, very moving film, actually. Like I said, it was very entertaining, which surprised me because I was not expecting it to be entertaining. I had very low expectations for it, and it exceeded them. 11 is another film I did not review, even though I should have. Nightcrawler. I loved this movie. The fact that it just barely missed my top 10 of the year just pisses me off. Jake Gyllenhaal So good. You talk about actors completely transforming themselves into a different person, and so good. The directing was amazing. Rene Russo was fucking amazing. I just loved everything about this movie. So good. So good. 10 is probably one of the most underrated movies of the year, if not the most underrated, is Zach Braff's Wish I Was Here. I love this movie. I love Zach Braff anyways. Garden State is one of my favorite movies, and I had high expectations for this, even though the reviews were kind of shit. And I absolutely adored it. I laughed, I cried. It was a great companion piece to Garden State, I felt. I loved it, and I don't get the hate. I don't know. 9 is Into the Woods, which I recently did a review for. There's nothing much more I can say about the movie, because I've seen it like 4 times now, and I just love it. Meryl Streep and Emily Blunt are fantastic in it. The whole cast is so good, and the music is obviously amazing, and it's moving, and it's funny, and I loved it. Go see it. 8 was a movie that's coming out very, very soon, and I hope everyone checks it out because I loved it so much. Was The Disappearance of Eleanor Rigby Them. If you watch my review, I briefly talked about how it was made in 2 parts and it was cut into 1. On the Blu-ray release, it is going to have all 3 separate parts. There will be her, him, and them, so I'm very looking forward to that. But as a whole, Them was a fantastic film. It was moving without being over the top. It had fantastic performances by James McAvoy, Jessica Chastain, Viola Davis. It was just a fantastic movie. I cannot wait to see it again. Oh, so good. 7, Gone Girl. Everyone loved Gone Girl, right? Because it was fantastic. Rosamund Pike. Holy shit. I really hope there's some way that she can win the Oscar, because she literally gives, if not, I think she might get my favorite performance of the year. I'm just going to put it out there. She was mind-blowingly fantastic. The entire ensemble, Carrie Coon, Ben Affleck, Neil Patrick Harris, everybody played off each other so well. Add in David Lynch's absolutely fantastic direction, and the cinematography and everything about this movie was just almost perfect. I loved it. It's being released on Blu-ray next week. If you guys haven't seen it, see it. But I know everybody's seen it because it's awesome. 6 is a movie that's currently in limited release that I absolutely adored. A Most Violent Year, which also stars Jessica Chastain, who was amazing in it, and Oscar Isaacs. It's definitely a movie you don't want to give too much away. But it's fantastic, and when it opens up near you, just see it. I mean, it's definitely a slow burn, but it pays off, and it's just absolutely so good. 5 is Under the Skin, which I know a lot of people are gonna hate it. I get that, and I loved it. I thought Scarlett Johansson was fantastic. The imagery was beautiful. It was haunting. There were parts of it that were terrifying, and it just makes you really reflect on life and just everything. I loved it. As a non-fan of 2001: A Space Odyssey, I went in nervous because I'm not a fan of that movie, and it was compared to that a lot. But thankfully, I loved it. Absolutely adored it, and I cannot recommend it enough. 4 is obviously one of the, if not the most talked about movie of the year. Boyhood. Everyone knows what Boyhood is. I don't need to explain how it was made over 12 years and blah, 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 blah. It was a fantastic movie. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. I thought it was so refreshing, and everybody was really good in it, and it just made you think of when you were a kid and when you were going through the same experiences. It was very nostalgic, and it was just such a cool, interesting experiment that paid off. Loved it. 3, Whiplash. Holy shit. Any other year, my 2, 3, or 4 movie would have been my number 1 movie of the year. Like, this is how good these movies are. Whiplash features J.K. Simmons' fantastic performance. Miles Teller's fantastic performance. It is freaking crazy intense. It features one of the best endings I've ever seen in my life. It is just a pitch perfect movie, and the fact that it's at number 3 really saddens me because it's so good. Just see it, please. It comes out on DVD and Blu-ray in a couple weeks, I believe, or next month. I can't remember, but it's coming out soon, and go see it. Number 2, I'm trying to move this along. The Skeleton Twins, which is currently on Blu-ray. I don't understand why she keeps bugging me. It's currently on Blu-ray. Bill Hader and Kristen Wiig give career-defining performances. They give beautiful performances, and they're both fantastic, and I'm really upset they didn't get nominated at the Golden Globes. It is just a beautiful movie. It's hysterical. It's really sad. It's perfectly made. I hope everybody checks it out and loves it as much as I did. My number 1 film of 2014 is, and if you watch my reviews, if you know me, I'm sure you know what it is, Birdman. This movie was perfect. Absolutely perfect. There was flawless direction, flawless cinematography. I love the score. Michael Keaton, Edward Norton, Emma Stone, Naomi Watts. Everybody was amazing. This movie was amazing. I adored it. I cannot recommend it enough. It was just a fantastic movie. There's nothing more for me to say because my review on it was like almost 10 minutes long or something. It's just so good. I can't wait for it to come out on Blu-ray because it just blew me away. So, it's my top 20 films of 2014. Wow. What a great year. Pretty soon I will have probably tomorrow, we'll have a bottom 10 films of 2014 because there's been a lot of shit too. No, I mean, there's been some great, fantastic movies, but good lord, was there a lot of shit. So much shit. But I just named 20 excellent movies, so you should watch those first. So, if you're still with me, thanks for watching. And if you would be so kind, you can subscribe to my YouTube page and like my Murphy Boys. I don't know why I always say Murphy Boys. It's Murphy Boy Facebook page. And I'll probably see you tomorrow. Thanks, guys. I'll see you later. Bye.